Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I just wanted to continue on with kind of my evaluation on rods, just kind of my recommendations, my take on things, just to kind of keep this thing sped up a little bit. I'm going to start with the lower end here with the Jester, the 7-foot Jester I really like. Couple it with the Attorney 3000P. Again, just kind of paying attention to 11.5, 11. I like fluoro on this, a 12 pounder. That will max drag just fine. Moving on, now there is bigger varieties of the Farcasters, but this one balances really well. 16.5, 16.5, and 7. Upgrading a little bit here. This is a really great rod. 7.10 bait caster with the Counselor 3500P. Again, 23 pounds. You can put 23-pound braid on that, but for whatever reason, it doesn't balance out, and you have to one-click that down. So I do recommend if you use this setup to put the 25-pound braid or fluoro on this. You will regret it if you put the 23-pounder on that. So I do run fluoro on that, would just do just fine. Again, moving on, there's another Galaxy cast that I will mention is a little bit above this one, but just for the keep the video up going just a little quicker. The Galaxy casts are pretty good as well. This is a 28.6 that I really like with a 26.45 reel on it, 26.6 pound braid. I do put fluoro over the top. You do not have to do that, but just to kind of in closing on this one, it's a great rod. Moving on, I do skip quite a ways, and I'll go in the shop and just kind of explain that to you and why I went all the way up from a 28-pound setup all the way up to this one. This is a 79 pound sharp caster, 6'7", with a 77 pound Power Grab 7500 on it. You can conveniently put on the fluoro, 79 pound fluoro on it. It's a really great option. Moving on, this is my number one rod bait caster in the game, in my opinion. Now there is the 88-pound variant I'll show here in a second, but this one I just really love. I've never been spooled on it. I do carry fluoro. Again, it's 83.7 on the reel, 83.7 on the rod, and 83.8 on the reel. Now, even though it doesn't cast real far, this one here is just amazing. I love the way it feels. I've never been spooled on this thing, as long as you're not doing something silly. I've even caught shark from the bank with it, trophy shark, and I've never been spooled. Kind of moving on. This is just the big brother of it, so to speak. Just the 88-pounder with the 88.1 pounds reel. It still will max drive and balance out perfectly, and I'll show you up in the upcoming clips. But I hope this helps you guys. But again, just kind of looking at these rods, I'll tell you one thing. These things, just for whatever reason, Fishing Planet just does not give him a good casting distance. So, kind of with that being said, looking here at the casting rods, there's, you can go some of these smaller ones, but I kind of went through the ones that I like. Once you kind of get past these Galaxy casts, there's just not really good things there. This one, again, like I said, I didn't set it up, but I hate the Cosmocast. I don't really like these at all, so I'm not even going to give them a rating. I'm not even going to waste my time on them. I've tried them. There's one that I kept there, and I should sell that by now at this point. They don't cast very far. There's so many better spinning reels in the game. They're not even really worth your time until you get all the way to the Sharpcaster and the Tropicana. So that's why, if you guys see a big gap in that, is because these Cosmocasts, I think, are horrible. The Rivertecs are horrible, and that's my opinion. You guys have asked, and so that's what I'm kind of explaining to you in the upcoming clip. I will show you the ones that I'd set up and just kind of go from spot to spot. Okay guys, just starting here at the Everglades. This is just the Jester, starting with the 7-foot Jester. And this is basically a 12-pound setup, 12-pound fluoro, 11.5 pound rod, 11-pound reel. This is a really good kind of a starter bait caster, I think, in my opinion. One that you might target. That's a nice 9.4 pound trophy bowfin that would fight more than a bass. Now moving on to the Farcaster. Again, what you might lose in casting distance, you'll kind of make up for in control, in my opinion. That's one good thing about the bait casters. It keeps you in the strike zone a little longer, but you're just kind of trading off with the ability to cast it farther, kind of in my opinion. In my opinion, again, and not to overuse the word, but I think the Fishing Planet kind of messed up a little bit. There shouldn't be that much of a nerf on casting distance and compared to spinning rods and casting rods. At least it's not like that in real life. At least in the rods that I use. My bait caster casts plenty far in real life. But anyway, nonetheless, just kind of giving you my evaluation. Keynote here, watch closely. and what happens here and how quick I adjust. I already knew this, so I knew to let off of that. As you can see, I could have broke my line there. If you were willing to rewind that, you can see I one-clicked that down. I'm just kind of demonstrating for whatever reason on this rod, just so you don't make this mistake in the future. Put 25-pound fluoro on this. Don't put the 23-pound braid for whatever reason. Even though it should match up, it does not. And again, I'm going to show you here in a second. I go into my inventory. This should actually work, but it doesn't. I'm showing you in the inventory. I go in and check real quick. Just in case you get this bait caster with that. It's a 24-pound rod, 28-pound fluoro, 23-pound braid, 23-pound reel. That should actually balance, but it does not. Just to save you guys from losing a lure, make sure that you put a 25-pound line on that. And again, an upcoming clip, this is 25-pound line. As you can see, I just ripped that right in, no trouble at all. Okay, now moving on to the Galaxy Cast. I'm just fighting a trophy Cornish Jack here. As you can see, this one balances out just fine. Again, one big pro to the bait casters is you'll have a little bit more control on your lures, whether it's top water or whatever you're using. Majority of the time, when you're in the strike zone, the retrieval, in other words, you have more control with. Now this here, we're moving all the way up to the sharp caster, basically a 79-pound setup, going in to attack the Nile perch. Come in just fine. You know, my anchor is up, but nonetheless you can see that balances out. So this is another good bait caster in my opinion in the game. One to target for if you do like bait casters. Now moving on, the shark here is nothing impressive, but again, this is my favorite rod in the game. This is the 7'10" Tropicana with the 7500 Ballerina. And just for time purposes, I kind of just speed this up, but this, like I said, nothing impressive. If you guys want to see bigger sharks, I'm sure they're all over my channel. Again, just kind of show you that does max out. And last and but not least is just kind of the big brother, the bigger, heavier 88-pound Tropicana setup here. Now I actually set my anchor here. You can kind of pay attention to the timestamp. Again, nothing real impressive on the shark, but I'm just kind of demonstrating the power of the Tropicana. So basically, in closing, I would have, you know, a few of the bait casters, you know, around in your inventory, but overall the spinning tackle or the spinning rods and reels are usually a little bit better in Fishing Planet for whatever reason. But if you are a guy that enjoys them, these are kind of just my top picks in my opinion. Again, you guys had asked, so this is what I put up. This is kind of what I keep in my inventory. I hope this helps you guys out on making your decisions, and you know, feel free to check out some other rods and reels you might like for yourself. Take care.